Welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Life Podcast, a member of the Nation Network of podcasts and delivered by DoorDash.
What was that?
Me, you guys. Oh, I get a moist mouth.
All night long, all I dream about is like the mountains in my hair. So I'm ready to do some business.
Hello, and welcome to episode 318 of the Real Life Podcast. I'm Tyler Uremchuk, joined by Jay and Bag Milk. No Wanye, no Chalmers yet. As things happen, though, one of them might pop in at some point. You never know.
Chalmers is out working on whatever's going on with Facebook. That's what I've heard. Anyway,
if they would put some respect in their work, at Facebook,
put a little pride in it, Zuckerberg.
A little pride in it.
You know who does put respect into their work? The fine folks at the HGA Group, the next generation of business services. It was built to serve you better so that when your business brings you challenges, they can deliver solutions. I'm working with HGA Group to finish up the podcast studio this week, and I was asked to create a drawing of what I want it to look like for the setup. And I'm bad at drawing, so I wish Morgan all the best as he just tries to decipher the code I've sent him.
I need to see this drawing.
Yeah, can we post it on Instagram?
Yeah, we probably could actually, if Excellent. Instagram wasn't down.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Geez, how are we communicating with our audience today?
Yeah, there is no. Poor Waz is just out yelling in the streets.
We might have to go old school and go to print for a week.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to have Waz faxing people as soon as the podcast ends.
Yeah, work the fax lines. Let's go.
I managed to get 2 posts up, I think like minutes before it went down, because I posted on the Real Life account and the Oilers Nation radio account this morning at, it would have been, I think, like literally minutes before everything went down. So maybe we broke the internet.
So you took it down. Weird. Yep.
First you flood basements, then you take down Facebook and Instagram.
Is Zuckerberg a relation, but perhaps, and you're just taking down another in-laws piece of property?
Does your power know limits, Tyler?
Did you have a burrito today?
Mm-hmm.
No, I had a burrito the other day, though. Which day was that? It was like last week or something. Anyways, no basements were flooded after that one.
But something bad probably happened.
I'm trying to think.
Did the Jays lose that day?
Yeah, well, the Jays
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
You got to say that was exciting, Tyler.
Oh, yeah, man. Like meaningful baseball is the fucking best. They did their job against Baltimore. It just sucks. Like, it'd be, like if the Oilers missed the playoffs by 1 point, you'd be going back through every game throughout the season being like, oh man, if they didn't give up this goal late, if they would have won this game in a shootout. That's all I'm doing today. Like, I recorded a new episode of BJ on radio with Coombsy, and we were both just like, man, the game where Semyon threw the ball away, that sucks. Think back to like the 5 games their bullpen blew in April and May. Those all suck. And it's like fucking 1 game away. And they're so good too. It's awful, man. It's awful.
Future is bright.
Hopefully Cam drew the comparison to the 2017 Oilers on the pod. He was like, the Oilers lost in 2017. Everyone's like, oh, Stanley Cup next year, young McDavid and that core. And now I'm just like scared that the Jays are going to suck for the next 5 years.
Well, do the Jays have a manager who will then cut out a bunch of the scoring from the team ahead of next season? Is that the plan?
No, if anything, it'll probably be the opposite, right? Like baseball has no salary cap. Now, granted, there might be a lockout next season, so that's alarming. But like the Rogers can spend as much as they damn well please on this team, and they very well might, because if you look at the TV numbers from this team going down the stretch this year, Rogers would be wise to make a significant investment in some payroll, or more payroll, I should say, for this team, which they've been willing to do the last couple of winters.
Well, as a lifelong Jays fan that's been watching for 8 to 10 weeks now, I agree. Spend more money.
Spend all the money.
Yeah, all of it.
We would if we could, if we were allowed. We'd be spending beyond what we spend right now.
Of course.
Oilers, that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fair enough. Battle of Alberta tonight. Anyone jazzed for a preseason BOA?
I kind of am, just in like Gregor just posted the GDB up on OilersNation.com, and I'm looking at the lineup. That's basically their starting lineup.
Legit.
So I'm excited to see how the top 6 they can keep gelling and all that kind of stuff. I want to see, is Lamborghini Perlini going to continue the heater of all preseason?
Oh my God, this guy.
He's this in guy. Do you think they're sending some messages here with this lineup? Like Colton Sevier's not in there, Ryan McLeod's not in there, Tyler Benson's not in there. Like, do you think that 4th line, Shore, Perlini, and Turris, do you think that's Tippett telling those 3, like, you got the inside track on the job, boys, and those other 3, like, hey, after today, there's only 2 more preseason games. You better figure your shit out relatively quickly.
Probably keeping the competition going, but like, has Turris earned a spot?
I think he's been okay.
Yeah, I think he's been okay.
That's
but
great. But is that what we need? It was okay.
How would you put together the fourth line, Tyler?
Based on what I've seen this preseason, I don't think what I'm looking at is that far off. I think I might honestly go Perlini, Short, Turris.
See, and I wouldn't bet
Benson hasn't done anything more than Turris has to grab a spot.
I was going to say Benson's been okay, but he hasn't been better than really anybody's probably fighting for a job, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited about the lineup tonight because you're right. It's probably 98% of the way of what it's going to be on the 13th. So I'm excited. I'm also, personally excited because it's the first preseason game I'm going to be in attendance.
I'm going to be there tonight as well.
Oh, are you? Okay. Well, maybe you should swing by. We're hosting some interesting folks from Toronto that are coming to see what we're all about.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, if I had to give my prediction on how like this next week will kind of shake down, Cooper Marody cleared waivers today. He didn't win a job. I think the 12 forwards in the lineup tonight are going to be on the roster, and the Oilers will run with Colton Sevier and Tyler Benson will be the extra forwards come opening day. And because McLeod can technically go down on waivers. So maybe maybe McLeod makes the team as the extra forward, but I just have a funny feeling if they want to play Shore over him, there's no sense keeping him around in the press box. So they might send him down for like the first month. And then they'll go 7D on the roster with the 6 that are playing tonight. And Chris Russell is number 7 and Koskinen Smith. And Mikko Koskinen is somehow turned into the feel-good story of the preseason, which I don't know who had that or who saw that coming.
So I'm looking at the GDB today on the Nation, and Gregor's got Koskinen Skinner tonight. Is Mike Smith hurt?
Sick.
Oh, he's sick.
Yeah, he's not feeling well. Yeah. So, now this is now the human side of things. Mikko Koskinen did something that a lot of people I guess need to pay attention to and realized that sharing vulnerability is a strength. So he let us in on the inside and, had a good performance and had a very open press conference and let us into the world of Mikko Koskinen. And like, of course we're going to respond positively. Like it was a very powerful moment for him. And I'm glad that he did it. And it's, I feel bad that he had to go through the year that he did because that would have been extremely tough. But you cheer for the guy now, right? Like it's great. So I hope he can continue on kind of this play because he's been one of the positive stories of training camp for sure.
I missed what he said. If I'm imagining others are like me, just to paraphrase, what did he kind of say?
Oh, just talked about like the difficulties that last season was in terms of being away from his family for the whole year. So his family wasn't with him here. So that, and he's got he's got one or two young kids. I can't remember the makeup of his family, but being away for them as long as he was, and so having to live alone, those kind of weighed on him throughout the season. And obviously, the performance he had was suffering, and that just kind of triples, doubles, quadruples down on kind of what you're feeling during that time. So he just shared with everyone kind of how rough last season was on a personal level. And obviously when you're feeling and thinking like that, your performance isn't going to, be your best. So yeah, like I said, you just let us inside a little bit. So I thought it was good.
Well, I would love nothing better than if Mikko proved us all wrong and turned into a guy who stole games for the Oilers. That'd be huge. We need him.
We need him to be a really good backup.
I also think there's a big portion of the fan base that loves when a player takes a shot back at media. And he kind of did that with Jim Matheson when Matheson asked what the first shot of the game and Mikko went, second shot of the game. I like that.
Yeah, good. But once again, though, that's also showing Mikko in a good headspace. The fact that he took a shot at him is a sign of confidence. So that's great. And as he should, Jim Matheson, Jesus,
well, Jim was the one that asked him kind of the questionable question earlier.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That was like, like things you don't do for 1,000, Alex.
That was a little hot.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Bad look on Edmonton for sure. But he is just one person. He is not all of us.
I think also Edmonton loves a turnaround story, a feel good story. So if Mikko can come in and, like I said, win us some games and steal some games, and that'll do a ton, not just for himself, but the team and also his future in the NHL for wherever he ends up next. So go Mikko. We need
doesn't even need to steal games, just needs to be consistent.
Just taking a peek here. Flames also going with close to their NHL roster tonight in this one as well.
BOA.
So it should be good. Heading over to our friends at PointsBet. The Oilers are minus 136 favorites, and on the puck line, they are plus 190 now. So
juicy.
Maybe just a little juicy, potentially. Maybe
juicy enough, even just on the money line. It's not terrible.
Yeah, minus.
Have you been betting on the preseason? I haven't gotten too much into. I've been betting on a lot of futures, but not too much on the day to day of the preseason.
Like Perlini for Hart.
Oh yeah, of course.
I bet on the one game I went to because I saw the lineup and I was like, ooh, I'll take the Oilers at plus money in regulation, please. Like the Oilers going up against the Kraken AHL team that night. Tonight, a little bit less confident just because the Flames actually have a pretty good roster here. But I mean, come on, McDavid in preseason, let's go. Anyways.
I wonder what the minute's going to be like because again, I'm looking at the lineups tonight. It could be the NHL lineup. Like Connor's not going to play 20 minutes, though, you would have to think.
No.
Yeah, no, you'd imagine that Tip's trying to get looks into as many guys as he can, right? Like get that fourth line probably playing just as much as anyone else.
But only 3 more preseason games, and then it's then they mean something. So we're winding through.
What are we, 10 days away?
Yeah, 10 days today.
10 days over now. Sean Horkoff days, right? That's what the post was before Instagram went down.
RIP Instagram.
RIP Instagram.
RIP.
Yeah. We'll need to fire up our MySpace's chance. Strike while the iron's hot.
Or alternate theory, Tom from MySpace is exacting his revenge right now. That's what this is going on right now.
The long game. The dish is so cold. It is so ice cold. Well played, sir.
What, we were joking about Waz, but what does a social media guy do today? Do you just accept that it's a little day off?
Waz is doing a lot of TikTok videos.
Yeah, TikTok's right. Having a big day.
Yeah, no kidding. Actually, TikTok and Twitter.
Yeah, maybe we should move our Instagram efforts to LinkedIn.
I'm going to text Waz right now to start a Nation Nexopia account. We will also be moving over there.
I saw something about how every hour Facebook is down cost them $60 million in revenue or some absurd fucking number like that. It was crazy.
Same with the Nation Network.
Yep.
I would be very interested to know how much more money Twitter and TikTok made today.
Yeah.
People aren't just going to oh, Instagram's down, I'm just going to set my phone aside for the day. Don't need to browse on there. People are going somewhere to kill the fucking time on their phone while they're at work.
All I know, I just I'd love to be a fly on the wall at the Facebook offices right now because Zuckerberg is doing hot laps around HQ. You'd have to imagine.
It's not a happy place right now.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Last week, Carolyn Shved and I announced, I'm doing a shameless self-promotion here, the start or the announcement of the Giant pregame show with Sherwood Ford, which is going to be coming in game 1 next week, which is pretty crazy that the regular season starts next week. Every game day, Carolyn and I live at, I think we're doing 1:00. I'm not sure if we decided fully on a time yet. I think it's 1:00 live every game day at 1:00. Carolyn and I live on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.
Hopefully.
I think just those 3. What do you mean?
Hopefully on Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Facebook could be down, of course,
Yeah. But hopefully we'll be live on Facebook as well. And it'll just be a super fun, light sort of 20, 25 minute kind of pregame show with Carolyn and I. I'll be talking a little bit of betting on there, but we'll just set up the game and we'll have some fun. So I'm excited for that. Wanted to plug that, get that in everyone's ears quickly and, make that a part of your game day routine.
Could I, as one of the founding members of the pregame show, could I attend for a few minutes to pass the baton?
If for episode 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could. I don't know if we have enough bar stools.
Oh, here we go. Here it is. So it begins.
You're getting big timed off your own
Getting
show.
boxed out by the pros again. Someone was trying to tell me to tell Yaremchuk what to do over the weekend on Twitter, saying I'm his boss. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's my boss.
Absolutely is your boss at this point. You just got kicked off your own show.
Got kicked off. Yeah, I just got kicked off the show.
Hey, whenever you want to do it, be my guest and hop on that show.
Well, I would always come on as a third or as a fill-in for someone that needs to be away.
All right. Then there you go.
So, well, and knowing you'll probably be away a lot.
Absolutely. Avoid the grind.
Yeah, I think they have a game on my birthday. And I was looking at that. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I got to go in because my birthday's, or no, it's the day after my birthday because my birthday's on a Friday. I think they play that Saturday. I was like, damn it. I'm going to have to like drag my hungover ass out of bed and go down to the studio and record this thing. So game 2 of the year, I'm already complaining about the job.
Really lean into your birthday celebration and be very, very hungover.
Yeah.
I think people will find that endearing.
Yeah.
I think so.
That'd make good TV.
Mhm.
Streaming TV.
Mm-hmm.
I want one of those hats you're wearing though, Jay. I need to spruce up my Nation Gear game if I'm going to be on more video stuff.
I also want one of those hats and the hoodie.
I didn't realize they're that elusive.
Yeah.
I don't have one. That's like one
Yeah,
of
I've been trying to track Jared down to get one of those, and they are, they are not available.
There's some logistical things, and that's why we've been kind of quiet on Nation Gear as we get ready for the start of the new season, that we just need to fall into place so we can go heavy again on the gear.
Is a new line of Nation Gear going to be coming out for the start of the season?
There are some new designs, yes.
Nice.
Always got to keep it fresh and come up with something new in the prime of Kool-Aid season.
Got it.
I'm looking on the Nation Gear site right now, actually. And the only 2 things that I can see that are sold out. Oh, sorry. There's a few that are sold out. Keep Nuge Forever. And then the Oilers Nation Internet Company stuff. Those are sold out.
Well, that's why you can't get
Oh, and the Dynamic Duo tee. Although I'm pretty sure we have like 80 of those at the office. Anyways.
I'll have to go check. It's just right down the hall for me. I'm in the office. The content table has moved over as well.
Oh.
We are really, really close to operating like we used to.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. And my boy Liam, who's on board to help me out with some of the podcasting, he's very excited to get into the office as well. He was disappointed for his first day on October 1st. He was like, I'll be at the office at 11. And I was like, well, no one else is going to be there because everyone's still working from home. And he was like, oh man, that sucks.
I'm here.
Yeah, he could have came and hung out with you. Hey, Chalmers is here. What's up, Charles?
Hey, boys. How you doing?
Fantastic.
I totally forgot we were doing this at 1 o'clock. I didn't even realize what time it was.
Well, you're here now. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
What's going
What
on?
you guys up to?
Oh, just working through the podcast. We prepped as always.
We did not prep at all. So you got anything? Because we're desperate for content right now.
Well, I don't know. Obviously, Urban Meyer's in a little bit of hot water.
That's was funny. Fun. If you haven't seen that, the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who's like 50 some, there was a video of him at a bar with a rather young lady dancing up on him. And I would take a guess as to say it was not his wife. It was pretty, hell of a controversy in the NFL. Yeah, not great. Anywho, I did put out the call on our Twitter for some questions because I knew we'd be light for content, and Surveyor Brett promptly called me out. This is what passes for podcast prep today these days, eh? Hashtag avoid the grind. Absolutely. 100%. It's
a lifestyle.
But we did get some questions. Waz asked when Instagram would be back up. Like we actually know the answer to that. Turner Watson hopped on something that our boy Nation Dan has been really, really hounding on social media. And that was, when are the Oilers going to announce that La Bamba, Joey Moss's favorite song, is the new goal song? I don't think we're going to get it. I know everybody kind of wants it, but I don't think they're moving away from Hell Yeah by Rev Theory, I believe.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think we're going to get it. Bless Dan's efforts.
We might get it as a win song. That's what I would say. They might play it as the win song instead of Tarzan Boy.
I could see that. I could see more of a win song. But you know
anybody
what?
Anybody go to the game on Saturday? Anybody go to the game on Saturday?
No, did you?
No, I was given tickets, but my son had a hockey game, and so I had to give them to somebody else. But they told me all about it, and it kind of made, I mean, in a way it was awesome because it kind of seems like it's somewhat back to normal, other than the fact that you got to wear a mask everywhere, right? And so this person was like, you're allowed to not have your mask on in your seat as long as you're eating or drinking. And so I guess if you just have a beer or a cocktail in your hand the whole time, technically you're drinking. So
yeah, I'm not one who's too bothered by wearing a mask. Like when you sit there in the rink, the rink's always cold as fuck for me. So like the mask actually keeps me warm.
Yeah, no, they said it was a good time. They said it felt good being back in the building. That's for sure.
I haven't really heard any negative reviews. Like anyone who's going to the game is obviously like making the choice to go, right? The people who don't want to go aren't going. So it makes sense that everyone that goes is happy because yeah, you're right. It does seem like everything's kind of back to normal.
Yeah, absolutely. When is the first game you guys plan on going to?
I went to the game against the Kraken and I'm going again tonight.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. So are we going to see like normal roster here, other than a few, but like our big guns going to mostly play for the rest of the preseason?
Tonight they're going full squad. Jay, I think Jay's talking, but his mic's not working. Yeah, that's 100% what's happening.
Well, I only saw one highlight from the game, and that was the sick backhand pass by Draisaitl. I'm sure you guys have discussed that.
And the finish by Nuge. Yeah.
Bounce back season coming for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, I think. 60 plus points, huh?
Of course, I'd bet on it. I think I did, actually. Love me some futures, Chalmers.
I know, me too.
I might take the recording of the video that is Jay trying to reconnect his microphone and get our attention while it's happening and just post that later once Instagram is back up because it's quite comical.
So I came in pretty late, but is it safe to assume this is one of the worst podcasts we've ever done?
Oh, absolutely. Without question.
Yeah, this is dry. This is
just yeah. If you're going to skip one, episode 318 is the one to skip.
I got the sense that honestly, I couldn't even tell if you guys were actually recording when I got in here.
Jay, we still can't hear you. Okay. So we had a thing like whatever when I went on vacation. Yeah, you're back.
You're back.
I'm using an actual microphone and there's a little switch on it and I switched it off.
When I was going on my, normal amount of vacations during the summer, I'd go away and people would be like, oh, the podcast was great. They just talked nonsense the whole time. It's so much better when things are like that, blah, 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 blah. So I made the decision. I was like, I'm going to stop doing a bunch of prep. Usually I'd come with like 15 Oilers topics and I'm like, we'll roll through a bunch of these and see where it goes. And like, when I'm not here, just pretend I'm not here then. Just what would you guys talk about if I wasn't here? Because that's the way it should go. Like if I'm not doing prep, someone should have shit they want to talk about.
When you're not here, it's got to be natural and off the dome and pure, and so that's the only way it happens. But I've got some catch up to do here. I got to go back to the Joey Moss discussion.
Okay,
and I got to take it forward. So I think you heard me. I supported it as the win song. I love the little plaque with his hand sticking out, the high five.
That was a great touch.
Yeah. That is such a good touch. It hit me in all the feels. So super happy to see that. And that, that brings Joey, it keeps Joey in the room, which, really, where that was his domain. That's where the players really connected with him. So super happy to see that. Chalmers, I am going to my first game tonight and I am beyond excited, just so you know.
Oh, that's very good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How many beers per period are we projecting tonight? What's the BPP?
No, it's low today. It's I told you I'm hosting some
in
Toronto, so I got to be on my game. So no, I'm going to be well behaved. I might be operating at a 2 BPG.
So you're going with a 1 BPI, beer per intermission.
Yes, my BPI will be 1.
Okay, we should have our own stats like that. I like this. We need to write this down somewhere. Tyler, write that down somewhere.
What other stats could you have? Like there would be something around bathroom efficiency, like bathroom breaks per 60 or whatever, right? Like, are you the kind of guy that maybe you got to go once, right before the start of the third? I mean, your bathroom breaks per game per 60 would be a number that'd be interesting to tie into your beers per period, your BPP.
I like to say that if I want to, I've got the mental fortitude to operate like a camel, and store a lot of liquid when needed. So I try to never miss leave in game for a leak per 60. So I like to time it like 30 seconds. If I just like to try to time to get a beat on the line. So like I'll leave like with 10 seconds left of the game. If nothing's exciting, if not, then that's on me. And then I'll just wait out the line and catch it right before puck drop in the next period.
The seats I used to sit at with my dad were like right on the aisle, and there was a bathroom like right next to the section. And I could actually time it where the second a whistle went, because I know when the TV timeout's coming, second the whistle went, I was up out of my seat in the bathroom. I could be back before the end of the TV timeout, like bang, bang.
Yeah, that's nice. See,
that would be, I'd lead the league in time per bathroom break.
Our season tickets are right in the middle of the section. So you lose that flexibility, because that used to be my move, because you could run and be back very, very quick. Yeah. One thing I like, if you want to talk about, and I've talked about this in the podcast before, but sporting event efficiency is, and Bagmilk, I don't know if you've been to this building in Australia in Melbourne, but the MCG.
Yep.
So I've sat in my seats, and I'm like, and it's AFL, so like there's no real stoppage in play. It's just always ongoing. But I have left my seat, ran downstairs underneath to take a leak, shoot upstairs to get a beer, because beer purchasers take priority over food purchasers at the concession. So you speed past the line like a Disney fast pass right to the front of the line. They're pouring beers on rotate. Like they don't stop pouring beers. So you go up and you grab yours, and then you go to the, and then you go and you pay at a separate till, and then you're back in your seat. I swear I did it in 3 minutes.
That was the thing I was going to say, is buying a beer it was just the most efficient beer purchase I think I've ever had.
They pour draft 4 at a time.
How you knew that he had been to this arena? Like you asked him, and then when you said, "Have you ever been to this arena in Australia?" I was like, "Well, what is the chances that he actually has?" And you have. Like,
I have. Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, no, it was just it's the one you go to, really.
And I know Bagmilk has been to Australia.
I have been there, and the beer purchase was incredibly efficient. I didn't know what Jay was going to say about the in-game management, but that's what I was going to say. And we just happened to have the same experience. Buying a beer there is elite.
It is elite. I remember I got back to my seat, and I was just bragging and I'm with Australians, like, yeah, that's just the way it is. Like I had to tell everyone I saw for like 2 months after about my piss beer purchase in-game experience at the MCG.
That just reminds me of buying a beer now at the gallery at Rexall Place, right behind the gallery, where there's just the line would block off the entire flow of traffic of people going either way up there. Just the best.
Oh, fuck. I only had like a very small window of beer buying experiences at Rexall, but I still hold on to them fondly. That was good. I remember like the month leading up to when I turned 18. Obviously couldn't buy beer yet, but my dad would sneak me some Rexall beers, and I'm happy I have those memories.
So would your first 18-year-old year be Connor's first year as an Oiler?
Yeah. So that would have been last year at Rexall was my first 18-year-old year, because I remember I was at Nate for the final game at Rexall Place. I was already in radio school. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, that was my first year. So I got one full year, or not quite a full year, because I didn't turn 18 till like a couple of days after the season opener, but pretty much a full season of being 18 at Rexall. And those were good. Taking the bus from St. Albert, you'd find whatever bar in the city would bus you out there, and you just get loaded. Oh, the best.
Cherish those memories.
Yeah, I will. We were starting to pick up some momentum there, which was good. And that's the perfect time for me to completely end that momentum abruptly with an ad read. And tell you about twigandberries.ca, where they have their end of summer sale going on right now. Their golf shirt, 26% off. I love the specific numbers of this sale. They got a nice pair of their Carter board shorts, 22% off. Their out of office hoodie, 13% off. For a stats guy like me, I'm fascinated that they assign different numbers to each product in their end of summer sale. But check it out yourself, twigandberries.ca. And if the end of summer sale isn't good enough for you, you can also get 15% off your purchase with the promo code NATION15. Twig and Berries, support local.
I need a new Twig and Berries hoodie. If they're listening, that's what I need. Because I love the one I have. And I just need more than one in the rotation, Tyler.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's just practical living.
Sweatpant collab. Let's go.
I have another.
Oh my God, please. Please.
Don't even tease us with that, Jay. You come talking about that when there are concrete plans, damn it.
Yeah. Look, why? It's not like sweatpants and Nation Gear don't both exist already.
Oh, yeah. Jay, it's very elusive sweatpants, but I think it's coming.
Good. I got another going to the game question. When you go to like a big regular season game or a playoff game or whatever, are you a jersey guy? You rocking the jersey?
Always.
Oh yeah, I'm a jersey guy. I don't because I left home at 6 a.m. and realized that I wasn't going to be home before the game today. I am without jersey at the moment, but it's also preseason, so I'm not in season mode. So regular season Jay will always have a jersey near him. He'll have a backup in his car. He'll have one in his drawer in his desk. I will always be repping a jersey to the game.
I was going to say the same thing. For me, like regular season, jersey all the time. You go jersey over the hoodie if it's cold out, bang, it's elite. Preseason, I'm also in preseason mode. Maybe Nation gear. That's it though.
Yeah, I got a Nation hat on. I remembered that much this morning. 6 a.m. came pretty quick this morning.
Mm-hmm. Hey, how was the rest of your vacation in Victoria?
Oh, it was good. Some interesting work stuff happened that consumed me for a little bit, and I feel thank you to my patient girlfriend for letting me sort through that stuff.
Always bet the over on 90 days, 90 minutes a day.
Oh well, the first day it was probably 6 hours. But had
more than 90 minutes.
Yeah, slightly more.
I'm no good at math, but I know that.
But once we kind of got settled in and we made the drive out to the Euclid Tofino area, it kind of allowed me to kind of slow down a little bit. But yeah, no, it was good. Beautiful area of our country.
How are we doing on the PointsBet Twitter account?
Oh, we're fucking...
Anybody check that recently?
They're at 459. We got to get going.
Gotta get going.
Not great.
We're about halfway there, but like, we need to pick up pace here, people. Let's go. Yeah. Follow along. If you got a Twitter account, PointsBet Canada. We're gonna have posts going up all over the Nation Network, every website, no matter what team you follow.
Like that's a pretty big letdown from our listeners here, because here's the thing. I don't know if anybody was watching like football games or any type of sporting event over this weekend, but every second ad now is for a different betting site. And we know you guys all have Twitter accounts because you all hit us up on them. And, you know, this is like the wave of the future. Everybody's going to be betting. You're going to need to know the lines. You're going to need the inside scoop, and they give it to you. So what the hell are you waiting for? That makes no sense.
Take some fucking pride in who you follow on Twitter.
Take some pride in who you follow.
Well, and just wait. PointsBet's going to be coming with, they're going to be entertaining. They got some fun partnerships they're going to be announcing outside of ourselves. So they're putting some pride in their work. We're going to be putting some pride in our work. So people follow them for the ride, because we're going to be doing a lot of fun shit together. And they're going to make sure that we create a lot of opportunities to reward all of you beautiful people. PointsBet Canada.
That was a passionate.
How did you guys?
Passionate.
How did we all do?
Thank you.
How do we all do in our betting this weekend?
Terrible.
Banknote
not
is struggling.
Benefiting from them. Yeah,
I am not having a good time.
I nailed my spread pick. So did you, Charles. Charles, you went 2 for 2. Actually, you're the only one to go 2 for 2. No, you had Tampa Bay -7.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Jay's perfect run is over. He's 5-1.
Oh, what was how'd I do with my prop? I nailed
Burrow over 251. You nailed it. Nailed it.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm only, I'm like 7 for 8.
You're 5-1. Remember, we missed
5-1.
What am I? 1-5?
Like, yeah, 1-5. You nailed the Gronk TD week 1, and since then it's been ice cold.
It's ice cold indeed. I thought I had at least a decent bet on my first half over for the Thursday night game, but man, just struggling.
You've turned your back on your strategy from last season. That was picking the Chiefs every week.
Yeah, I need to get back to it. Even that was a struggle in the 2 weeks I did do.
I'm in an NFL pick'em pool where every week you need to pick the result of every game. And there's a weekly prize, like the weekly pot's actually a decent chunk of change. Anyways, I had a really, really good week picking against the spread, and I'm tied for first heading into tonight's matchup. So there's 3 of us tied. 2 of us have LA on the spread. One of them has Vegas plus 2.5 or whatever. And the tiebreaker is picking the total amount of points for the Monday nighter. So I have 54 and the guy I'm going up against has 53. So and it's winner, like there's no tie, like only one person gets the weekly pot. So I need LA to cover the spread and I need the game to go over 54 points and for me to win a nice chunk of change tonight.
Well, if that makes you feel any better, I believe that it's going to be a high scoring game, but where is it being played? Is it in Vegas or is it in LA?
That's a good question.
There was a couple times yesterday where I expected overs and I made a rookie mistake. You know, I'm really finding that the ramping up of my children's sports on the weekends is really killing my momentum at doing anything to do with fantasy betting or anything like that. Cause I made a couple bets on some overs, tune into the game and it's pouring rain. Like that is the stupidest mistake you could possibly make. And I did it because I wasn't like, I was trying to do it quickly. And man, I just let myself down now. You gotta be better than that.
Yeah. Put some pride in your work, Chalmers. Jesus.
Yeah. I should. I think I'm putting, see, that's the thing is right now, when you stretch yourself so thin, you're putting a little bit of pride into everything, but not enough. Okay. It's called be better. It's called hashtag be better.
Yeah.
I gotta be better. Yeah. Maybe not go golfing on Friday afternoon, which just basically turns the whole weekend into a cloud of smoke. But hey, we'll be better. We'll be better. So like tonight, let's go. Let's hope for a big score. Mm-hmm. And I also just looked and I also have the Chargers covering that. I have the Chargers winning that game actually.
Yeah.
Which makes me a little nervous because, well, you know what? 4-0 teams didn't do that great this weekend. The only one that won was of the undefeateds was my Arizona Cardinals. And so, yeah, Carolina Panthers, fake news. Remember I said that? Remember? Fake news.
Well, the people who weren't impressed with the beginning of this podcast are definitely going to be thrilled we just talked a bunch of football.
Well, they don't like football, hey? Well, what else is there to talk about right now? Like, just give us a couple weeks here. We're honestly, 10 days till the opening. We're 10 days till the NHL season. Just give us a fucking break right here. There's not much to talk to. I mean, like, you guys are the Oilers guys. What about the lineups do I need to know? Act like I'm not watching anything. Act like I'm the exact person that I am, and that is I'm not watching anything to do with this lineup. Is Perlini going to actually make it? There's tons of like, what's going on here? Talk to me.
Perlini's going to make the team. Yeah, like you can't cut the guy.
You can't. It's impossible.
The guy's on fire.
Yeah,
on fire. He's here on a mission.
He's on the preseason heater to end all preseason heaters right now.
Then he's going to start the regular season and become a ghost.
Yeah, he's going to be Yessi Yoensu.
Yeah. Oh,
when you add a player like
owned the preseason.
Absolutely.
Who the fuck is Yessi Yoensu?
Physically and on the score sheet, and then he just translated.
That's part of the fun of my joke, Chalmers. Who the fuck is Yessi Yoensu?
So if Perlini does make the team, who is he replacing? Who is not going to be here?
Tyler Benson.
What? Did you say Puljujärvi?
Yeah.
Yeah, Connor McDavid. Yeah.
Well, Chalmers, one thing we should be celebrating as Oilers fans is that Connor is one of the 3 players early selected for the Olympic team. That's awesome. I mean,
that was the least surprising fucking tweet I had seen.
Can you imagine if they would have put someone else in that like group of 3 instead of him? And they'd have been like, it's Crosby, Marner, and Pietrangelo.
Hey, to Mike Smith.
I'm not gonna lie. I was I know what Crosby's done, and I know he'll be on the team. But when you have 3 guys that have to be on it, don't you think that you'd put McKinnon in over Crosby?
Yeah, actually, I'm a little bit surprised that maybe they didn't go McKinnon over Pietrangelo now that you bring it up.
Well, you needed some defensive representation.
Do you?
Yeah, I think you got to go 1D. I think you got to go 2 forwards, 1D.
Well, right now there's only one king of Cole Harbour, and it ain't Nate McKinnon. So until then, it goes to Crosby.
Yeah, and I agree. But I'm just like, yeah. I was surprised by that. I was like, Crosby. I know he's, what he's done. I know.
Well, he's going to be our
that
captain.
He deserves this. Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, McKinnon's probably just like, well, fuck this.
No, he's comfortable. He's been living under Crosby's shadow for all of his life, so he is quite comfortable.
The one guy, right. if we're talking a little Olympic team, I'm very intrigued to see if Steven Stamkos makes this team, man. He is because remember, he was the last cut in 2010. In 2014, he broke his leg and couldn't play when he was like at the height of his career. 2018, they don't go. Now we're in 2022, and there's like a legitimate argument to be made that he's not one of the best 12 Canadian forwards on the planet.
Poor guy.
And they're not, are they like, I don't know how to relate this kind of thing to anything other than like NFL football, but you know how you got the team that doesn't give a shit about people, like the Patriots, they'll cut anybody, but then you've got other teams that will, body of work, make an exception for a guy. Like Stamkos has deserved to play on an Olympic team in his future. Is this like a body of work type of thing if he makes it, or is Team Canada ran like that?
Like,
those are all questions I have.
The thing that's working against him probably is that he's a dynamic offensive player, and I just don't know if there's a spot on a skill line for him. And in their bottom 6, they might want guys like Ryan O'Reilly who can kill penalties and like win you clutch draws and all that. Whereas like, Mark Stone might be in one of those spots because again, like penalty killer, good defensively. Is Stamkos like enough of an asset in that regard that they would put him on the team? Like, I wonder, like, would he make the team over Mitch Marner? I don't know.
Oh,
it's interesting. I'd prefer Stamkos on the team over Mitch Marner.
Mitch Marner is such an interesting case. I would take Stamkos over Marner.
I might too.
I'm trying to pull this up as quick as I can because I haven't looked at the full list of guys. I'm looking now at the projected team, but like Braden Point, no, yeah,
I'd have Braden Point on the team over Stamkos.
Absolutely,
stud,
absolute stud.
Yeah, so he is. So Stamkos is projected on the team. The projected team, if I'm going to tell you right now, and this is from an article September 3rd, so about a month ago, it was McKinnon, McDavid, Mitch Marner, second line Crosby with Bergeron and Marchand, Braden Point with Mark Stone and Huberdeau, and then Couturier with Tavares and Stamkos, and our last forward would be Mark Scheifele. The extra would be Matthew Barzal.
I think he makes the team over John Tavares. Actually, I think they might do that. I think I'd almost rather. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't know.
No, Tavares would get it.
You think?
I think so.
I mean, that's the thing is at that moment you start weighing in, how he should have been on a team at some point for representing Canada at the Olympics. In the last 2 years, he's kind of been screwed, with an injury and then just not going.
Yeah. It's interesting. That'll be one of the storylines. And also, I mean, the other thing to remember is there is no way all 12 of those forwards we just rattled off or that you're looking at on the projected roster are healthy right now.
Oh,
like someone's going to get hurt, right? Like someone won't be able to go. So
Crosby's hurt right now, isn't he?
Yeah, Crosby's hurt right now. So there you go. Before we keep moving along on the podcast, going to give some love to DoorDash, presenting sponsor of not only this podcast, but the entire Nation network of podcasts. You can use the promo code RealLifeDD and it gets you 25% off and no delivery fee off your first order. If you're not a new customer, then how about this? Use the promo code OODLE2021 when you order Oodle Noodle and you'll get $7 off your order of $30 or more. Load up on the nudes for hockey season. Huh?
Oh, nudes and hockey are a great combination.
Yep.
McDavid and hockey, also a great combination.
McDavid, hockey, Oodle Noodle. There you go.
Nation beer.
And Nation beer. Season opens on September 13th. We should, October 13th. We should do some sort of thing where if you order Oodle Noodle for the first game of the year and send us a picture of like you eating it, we'll like give someone a piece of Nation gear or something.
Yeah, I like that.
Or like
you've been nominated.
Your M-Chuck doesn't know if he should buy a $400 Roadcaster, but he just about gave away what could be like $1,000 for the Nation gear.
No, I'm not saying everyone who does it gets Nation gear, Chalmers. Also, Roadcasters are more than $400. I'm saying like you'd be entered into a draw. Like send in your picture of you eating Oodle Noodle with a Nation beer watching the game, and we'll do a draw. Not like you get free Nation gear. I never said
Tyler,
that.
your M-Chuck is giving away a franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you buy a piece of Oilers Nation gear, you are in for an Oodle Noodle franchise.
This scores first goal, and you win a $300,000 new store.
Yeah.
JR will run it for you. You don't have to do anything. You just collect your paycheck.
Yep.
Well, you want it to stay in business. So you don't want me running it.
Wow. I don't get it. How could you not run one if you could run 14? If you could run the daddy company, that doesn't.
Well, I've got 14 amazing franchise partners.
Well, you're about to become one of them. Those windows really make me want to come down to Dog Patch and hang out with you guys. That is just, it looks so fresh and so clean up back there.
Hey, when are we going to start being in studio again? That's a great question.
I can't even show up on time for one I can do in my truck.
Not soon enough.
Back in the studio is going to be.
We do one next week?
I'll do one next week.
Yeah, I think.
Will you though?
I think the plan could be that next Monday we could do one in studio if we wanted to.
Well, next Monday's a holiday. Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
Thanksgiving.
So
we could do. We could do next Tuesday and do a season preview episode.
Ooh, that sounds enticing.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Everything's gonna be ready. We can, Tuesday.
Are we still doing some of those drafts or anything? Are we gonna do? We gotta actually let's make an appointment to all sit down for like an hour on Wednesday and talk about some very fun stuff we can do next week to start the season, because I need some stuff to look forward to for hockey so that I can be invested every single day of the year.
We doing like the normal box pool that Oilers Nation always starts up, or are we not doing that?
Yeah, so we're partnering with PointsBet. It's coming. We're launching it. It's launching, I think, around the 7th or 9th. It all depends. It's ready and locked and loaded on our end. We're just waiting for some approvals and whatnot. So we are going to market with a free to enter nation draft for the whole network. PointsBet's come together and putting together some pretty strong pricing for us. So interested to see how people can fare in that, because it's a good chunk of change.
I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Before every game day, you used to do a game day YouTube show, right, JR?
Mm-hmm.
With somebody who has dumped our asses, and I'm just wondering, are you gonna be doing another show just like that or what?
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting boxed out of my own show, Chalmers. Tyler Yumchuck won't even let me be on it. Him and Caroline are hosting the pregame show. But Chalmers,
what?
When playoffs come, you and I are participating. Cowboy Chris has to come back. He was a one episode wonder, but Cowboy Chris needs to come back in the playoffs. We'll Wu-Tang style it.
It was just too disappointing to bring him back. I can't bring that type of emotion when we lose game one in that fashion. It was just too much.
Yeah.
Then I started getting in my own head about superstitions. Like, am I the reason? God.
We were all the reason, man. I ordered the wrong thing for lunch that day. Yeah.
But yeah, Chalmers, I'm doing a pregame show with Carolyn this year, not Jay.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Has that been announced, or is that?
Yeah, it was announced on Friday, and we talked about it to start the podcast.
Yeah, I was going to say just like an hour ago. Also.
And then Chalmers, I asked if I could appear, for a brief moment on the first episode, and Tyler said no.
Correct.
Oh my God! So I just brought up an old wound, from about a half hour ago.
Threw salt in it, just ground some salt right into a fresh one.
Yeah.
Well,
Chalmers, did you know Facebook's down?
No, my God, no.
Yeah,
no way. I wonder what all those mid-40s housewives are doing right now.
They're not doing their vaccine research.
Oh my God! No, they're not.
Where am I going to get all my political news?
Yeah.
They better be back up before the mayoral election, or else I'm not going to know who to vote for.
You can actually bet on this is via Bovada, I think. I saw it on Twitter, but on if Facebook and Instagram will still be down at midnight Eastern tonight, and it's plus 350 on yes. So if you think it's going to be down for the long haul, I saw a report that Facebook employees can't even get into the building right now because their swipe cards are down.
Oh wow, this is. I bet you we're going to find out this is something pretty serious.
Okay, wait. I thought we were just fucking around here. Like, okay, so Facebook is legit down right now. And Instagram is
Facebook, Instagram, right, and WhatsApp are all down.
Yeah.
Wow, this is going to be like some next level hack job.
Wow.
If they can't get in the business, wow. Did you guys watch that live on the weekend?
This is a tech reporter named Brian Krebs. He says, confirmed the DNS records that tell systems how to find Facebook.com or Instagram.com got withdrawn this morning from global routing tables. Can you imagine working at Facebook right now when your email no longer works and all your internal Facebook-based tools are failing? So that is a tweet that just went out about this situation.
Ooh, there's some puckered buttholes over there in Facebook land.
He follows up saying, we don't know why this change was made. It could well have been the result of an internal system-wide change or update that went awry. It's all speculation at this point. Facebook alone is in control over its DNS records.
So their stock is down 5.42% today. Beg Milk, you buying that dip?
Oh, you got to buy the dip. Always buy the dip. Diamond hands, baby.
I wanted to get that question. I felt very cool asking it.
You're welcome.
So 5%, because they're now like $1 trillion company. So what's 5% of $1 trillion? 50 billion?
Yeah, they lost a couple of shekels today. So
wow, that is
Mark Zuckerberg's face is probably a peachy hue right now.
You think this shit really bothers him that much?
Well, this would.
This would, absolutely. This would. Facebook being down for an extended period is a huge problem.
Yeah, he is not happy right now.
I just assumed he would be like so rich that he would be like tell someone to do it, then like go back to whatever he happened to be up to that day.
No, I don't think he's like that. I don't think he's wired that way. I don't think Facebook gets to be to where it is if he's like that. So, and
there's also just like all the companies that pay for ads or whatever on Facebook calling their reps today going, hey, what the fuck's going on right now? Like, it's just a massive problem over there.
The dream to have a Facebook rep. If we did, we'd have our original Oilers Nation Instagram account back.
Oh, one day.
Maybe that's what this is all about.
Hey, Tyler, 100%. Just in case you're wondering, Mark Zuckerberg has lost $7 billion today, personally.
How are we going to let people know that the podcast is up if I can't post it on Instagram? No one's going to know.
Twitter, we only have Twitter.
Yep.
We have our Twitter, we are MySpace, and our Nexopia.
Twitter, and then we'll have to go door knocking with some mailers.
Waz is faxing people as we speak.
We should also get a couple soapboxes with some bullhorns or whatever those are called.
And outside the game today.
Yeah. Real life episode drop today.
Do you think there's like people who live in their house and they're just on Facebook and Instagram all day and they're like doing that thing where they step outside and they look at the sun for the first time and they're like, oh God, and they look around and it's like beautiful and they get fresh air, or like one of those movies where they get to figure out what life used to be like. They go outside and maybe see another person.
I said off the top of the podcast, like Facebook loses X amount of money. How much does TikTok and Twitter make today and extra money? Because people are obviously just finding new things to do. I do also love that since Chalmers joined after the 20-minute mark of the podcast, we're just circling back to the first 20 minutes and doing it again as if the first 20 weren't good enough.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's all good.
That's part of the entertainment.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real. Most people are probably tuned out by now.
Oh, they haven't made it past the 6 to 8 minute mark of this one.
They're like, no one yet. I put out the call for questions, and we did get a few here. One of them, Bobby Brizzle. This one I would assume was for Wanye. He says, when Wanye eventually attempts to scale the oil derrick, what happens first? Security intervenes, or the derrick crumbles under the weight of an adult male? Or does he reach the top? I believe in the structural integrity of the derrick. Me too.
I do too. I do not believe in the athletic prowess of Wanye though to get to the top, or
to the very
ability
top.
to not get 20 feet up and get scared shitless, and then just be like, I'm coming back down.
Wouldn't that be a great way for him to reveal his identity to all Oilers fans? He climbs to the top of the derrick and screams like, "I am Wanye," and that's how people
Howard
find out.
Stern-esque.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine if it was just like everybody looked up and they were like, "Oh," then they just turned around and started filtering back.
Just resuming their lives.
Yeah. Who?
Yeah. All right, man.
Jocelyn wanted to know when we could purchase #AvoidTheGrind shirts. I still think that should happen. Nico Jolly made some great designs.
No, but it's like the shirt that'll never come because whoever's got to make it is hashtagging avoiding the grind. It'll never be made. The shirt that will never be made because it's that like, I don't know.
Next level but art. A dream.
It's just that little extra piece of effort needed to get the shirt on the go. Just won't happen because we have
one would almost must grind to get the shirt to market, which would then make the shirt exactly.
We have hit a stalemate, people.
A walking contradiction.
It's a walking contradiction. The grind involved to get the Avoid the Grind tee is too much.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And therefore should be avoided.
We got a couple of nerdy Oilers questions thrown in here as well, which I love.
Perfect.
Hit me with them.
Yeah. Kyle Ritchie.
Hit me.
Is Cassian going to play himself out of the lineup this year? Kyle says yes.
Already has. Have you not watched? I've watched so many preseason games that I've seen the way he is, and he's a step slower. Mm-hmm. He's a step less tough, and I believe that he will not play past the 5th game of the season. He will be, I don't know, cut. What's the most likely form of getting rid of him?
Healthy scratch him forever.
Healthy scratch him forever.
Yeah, I'd be stunned if Zach Cassian ends up on waivers. I don't think he's gonna have like a great season. He could, but I think he'll have like a respectable 4th liner season, and people will just bitch about his contract.
I still want to believe.
Yeah, I do too, because they need him to be Zach Cassian.
They do. They need that kind of body in there, like especially with a guy like Jujar gone. And I mean, Jujar wasn't afraid to drop the mitts and be that tough physical presence in the bottom 6. They need Cassian to come through for them this year. Neil Dupree. Yeah, that'd be Neil Dupree. I think I got that right. If Yamamoto and Puljujarvi have good seasons, how concerned are we of losing them? Cap crunch next year. Would they be able to sign them both? I think you find a way to get that done.
So whether that goes into the Cassian thing, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because if you get rid of Cassian, you can probably afford to go long-term with one of those guys, probably both of them, if we're being real. And then at that point, you'd have even a little bit of money left over. So that those two questions are probably pretty closely tied together. And the last one we had, Chalmers, I'll give you the first word on this one. I'm expecting some good insight. If you had to sign Puljujarvi to an 8-year extension today, what AAV would you give him?
Oh my gosh. So I've thought about this a lot. You know, every time I sit down on my computer and I got all these really important things that I got to do, I go to the thing that I love the most, and that is studying AAV. So I go to our friends at what?
Puckpedia.
What website? Okay, Puckpedia. I go to Puckpedia and I look at it and I think to myself, if tomorrow I had to sign Jesse Puljujarvi to an 8-year deal, what would the AAV? So I research it. I look at players just like him. I look at players worse than him. I look at players better. I came up with an average, and you know what I came up with?
Hit us.
4 million. 4 million.
That's actually the serious answer I was going to give. So we're on the same page.
Chalmers is one. He doesn't like to admit it, but he actually is one with the Oilers.
I like to envision a scenario where you make this all up to be a joke, but you actually do those things.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to believe is actually the truth.
He might be doing that, and he's just playing it off so he doesn't get judged in case he says something wrong. It's all a ruse.
Chalmers hopped in. You hopped in and you were like, hey, what's going on in the preseason? Who's playing good? But you've been individually tracking Brendan Perlini's high danger scoring chances. You got a whole like heat map that you've made yourself.
Live betting during the preseason just to like.
I'll never admit to it. But But boy, oh boy, that last question you had about Yamamoto and who's the other guy? Who's that? Who's that we said? Puljujärvi. So would we be scared of losing them? My legit answer is no, we shouldn't be scared of losing them, because if they become fan favorites and play great, then we will have other players that will become expendable on our team. If so, facto, we get rid of them. We keep the guys we like. If they do not play well, then what are we worried about losing them for anyway? Good riddance to them.
Fair enough.
It's just like that.
Just spitting hot
Like
truth
that.
over here.
I can see it. We're getting stuff done on this episode, Chalmers.
Yeah. Anything else?
No.
Want me to break down our goalie? Our goalie.
I would.
Yeah.
Nico,
What do you think about
tonight, Chalmers?
Yeah.
What?
We were talking earlier about Mikko Koskinen having a comeback season, a feel-good season, playing tonight against the Flames. I would like to hear your take on the goaltending.
Okay, well, tonight, Mikko Koskinen has to do two things, and that is, number one, win, and number two, win decisively. None of this bullshit little, win by one goal type of thing. He needs to stand on his head in order to even sniff the starting job. I believe that Mike Smith already has that locked up going into the regular season, just on his past experience from last year and how he fared, being one of the best goalies at his age. I think that he is going to garner a lot of attention from the front office staff with the Oilers, trying to push him into another great season like he had. So Mikko Koskinen, in order to gain favor with the rest of the team, is going to have to do above and beyond what any normal backup goalie would do, and that is win a close one. He has got to wow us, and I just do not see that happening.
Apparently he was good on Saturday.
It was.
I didn't watch,
we were
but I
shit.
heard.
The Oilers were dog shit on Saturday, especially the first period. Oh, Mikko made a lot of good saves.
Doesn't that make you think they're going to come out guns blazing tonight?
You have to. Most important game of their careers at this point, as Wanya would say.
I mean, he's getting back-to-back starts. Like,
yeah,
what has been
sick?
Like, sick?
Yeah.
Like he's not feeling well.
Sick of you of pulling for Mikko so hard.
I'm not pulling for Mikko.
Like
I want my
sick?
fish. No, but I mean, like
COVID? No, he just doesn't feel well.
Oh, okay.
He's vaxxed and waxed, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So who's our backup then when he's not, like, who's
Stuart
our
Skinner
backup
is
right
backing up tonight, Chalmers.
Oh my
He played
God.
very well versus the Kraken on Friday night.
Okay, well, that brings up one thing, because it makes me think of Stalock and it makes me think of Archibald. Did you guys break that down at the beginning of this podcast? Is that just going to be a regurgitated thing again?
Yeah, I kind of just didn't bring it up.
You guys just didn't bring it up?
Well,
Okay,
I mean,
well,
he has a heart condition. He won't be able to play. That's unfortunate.
It sucks.
Yeah,
it fucking sucks. And it just reminds me of all these people who, like, maybe aren't, getting the proper facts and have the ability. Like, our team should have all been vaccinated in the middle of the hockey season last year, which means he had the opportunity to get it done. And for whatever reason, he chose not to, and that's his choice. I get that. But look what it's costing him now, right? Like, I would love to know what, like, the Oilers did to educate them on this, like what they did when he said I'm not getting it. Clearly somebody from the Oilers had to have been like, well, you have to get it. And he's like, no, I'm not getting it. And then finally they had to be like, okay, you're not getting it. Okay. And then respect it. But, like, what type of information did they have? What type of, like, protocol? Like, I don't know, man. That's two guys now whose career is seemingly done because they just were, I don't know, not given proper facts, not pushed by the organization. At that time, was the organization even capable of pushing them to do it, right? Like, there's just so many questions, right?
Yeah, it's just a bummer. Everything about the situation
it's a fucking
sucks.
Bummer. It's an absolute bummer. The guy's young. How old is he?
28.
And he's playing some of the best hockey. I didn't obviously know him before, like, the Oilers, but clearly the last couple of years have been.
He'd found a home, found a role.
Impact seasons for him. He was, like, a fan favorite, little guy who can hit. Who doesn't like that guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were all pushing for him, and now just such a turn, such an unnecessary turn.
It's incredibly disappointing on a number of counts. Like, yeah, there's just no reason it and you feel for the guy, I guess, maybe he's sitting there going, damn, maybe I should have done things differently or whatever's going through his head right now. But yeah, you just wish that shit would have played out differently, but it didn't. And
so the
now
next
Josh
big Oilers, the next big Oilers story is the person that gets to interview him and really have a sit down with him and ask him like where he is mentally, physically right now, what the future looks like for him. Like that's something I want to know. It's all great to find out who's going to be our starting goalie for the regular season and all that, but that's one that I'm honestly more interested about than anything, because he can't be there's no chance that we have the only two players in the league that have this problem. Like, are we?
As of right now, I think so.
Oh man, maybe they just haven't come out, but
maybe
that seems very low odds that we would be the only team and then have two guys. And was that an Oilers problem? Anyways, we don't have to do it. I just want to know the answers. I hope somebody comes out with an in-depth article where they get to sit down with him.
Either way, it just shows, how, these guys are athletes that are well tuned, you know what I mean? And look what can happen to them. So
yeah,
it's just a bummer both times. Alex Stalock didn't have the opportunity to get vaccinated by the time he got COVID. It was before that, I think, right, Tyler?
I think so, yeah.
So just both cases, super sad. Careers cut short over COVID, and it's a bummer,
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe there's a chance Josh Archibald can get through it and find a way to play again this year, but I don't think we'll know that answer for a while. I think this will be something that he'll go on LTIR and it'll get pushed aside for a bit here. Or at least I shouldn't say pushed aside. That's a bad word to use. It'll be something that's not in the mainstream news cycle every day.
So, when you have a player like him or any player who their career is cut short due to some unforeseen circumstance, and the crowd, the people rally behind him, and, let's just say season opener, they bring him out, he gives a wave to everybody, and in normal circumstances, the whole building cheers him and says, this sucks, we're all feel for you. What do you think the response would be of Oilers fans to him right now? Because I don't think it would be great. I know they wouldn't do this. I'm just putting that into that bubble, that perspective of it's a really unforeseen thing, but it was I feel bad for him, but do I want to cheer for him and say, hey, this could have, because in the back of my mind, I'm like, this could have been avoided, my man.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's health, I would hope that people would not,
be assholes.
Cheer for him anyway, no matter what,
Yeah.
It sucks, but I mean, with the guy's health, I would think so, but
okay. So let's delve back into this. So just one more question: microcardosis, or do you know? Is it something that just stops an athlete from being able to play at the highest level, or is this a long-term thing that just any human being would now have trouble living with?
Well, as a practicing cardiologist.
Yeah, that's a question for a doctor, but it's heart related, Chalmers. Anything heart related is very serious.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I love how you don't give a fuck about any Oilers story, and you've been going on this for 10 minutes. You want to get to the bottom of this Archibald situation.
Yeah.
I do. I really liked Archibald. Really liked him. One of those guys where no, I know. And it's just, and I really, I don't know. I guess it hit me like those stories of those people who are laying in ICUs and demanding they can get a vaccine when they've been turning it down for the past 6 months. And you're just like, this fucking world, it's a microcosm of just this world right now. And it's, yeah.
Well,
I don't know. It's interesting.
Let's put a bookmark in it, Chalmers, and let's wait till we get more information.
Okay, well, can one of you guys research microcardiosis for me, please? And so,
we should bring on Wheaton Oil. Have him kind of spout the.
We should.
Yeah, an actual
doctor.
I guess.
Yeah, an actual doctor. He's legit.
I guess that when an Edmonton Oiler gets a heart condition from a
Facebook's down, Chalmers. I can't do my research.
Somebody from the Oilers Nation would maybe look into this and maybe have an answer for me. For fuck's sake, where do you think I go for my Oilers information?
If you have information on myocarditis or a take on what a long-term extension for Puljujarvi would be, send it to Chris Chalmers. He's very interested.
But you can't find him on Instagram. Not today.
Send it to Bag Milk so Bag Milk can tell me about it.
Yeah.
There's a chain of command, folks.
That's the way this is supposed to go.
What?
Nobody's allowed to talk to me directly.
Tyler's the boss. I can't come on any show in the Nation Network.
Correct.
And everyone report to Chalmers with their research.
Yeah.
Good chat, everyone.
like
Glad
that.
we're on the same page.
Put a bow on this one.
Yep.
Let's
There's
circle
the
back.
podcast.
All right. We're gonna.
At least we matched how bad the last 20 minutes was with how bad the first one.
I don't think we ever picked up any sort of momentum.
We did it. I find though sometimes it would be a very fractured, non-momentum, non-flowing episode.
Oh man.
People react on Twitter being like, "That episode was awesome," and I'm like, "Really?"
I promise you, no one thinks this episode was
no
awesome.
one's,
Okay. Well,
no one's going to listen
on you to make sure
right
the
now.
next one's better.
Should this episode be called Rock Bottom, comma, take a look at yourself in the mirror?
Peak preseason content, no pride put into the work.
This is the preseason episode of podcast. We're just running out the fucking clock here.
Yeah. 10 days, baby. 10 days. Okay, wrap this up, your Chuck. This show's supposed to be over at 2. It's 2:15, and I got to be at the JW Marriott in 15 minutes.
Humble brag. All right, episode 318 of the Real Life Podcast. Shout out to our friends at DoorDash, Twig and Berries, and of course, the HGA Group. We apologize directly to our sponsors for being just as bad as we were, but that's all right. We'll be better on Thursday.
But we love you for loving us.
Yes, we love you for loving us.
You should love them too.
Only
This has
goes
been
up from
episode
here.
318. If anyone has any information on heart disease, contact Chris Chalmers at OilersNation.com. I'm Tyler Rumchuck for Bag Milk and Jay. Have a good week, everyone. We'll talk on Thursday.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Real Life Podcast. Don't want to miss any of our nonsense? Hit the subscribe button and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram.